Welcome back, everybody, to another segment of the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll be right back with this week's Think Tank guest, but as always, we're going to give a shout out to every single one of our sponsors, including K12 Sports Tech. Take the next 3 minutes. Don't hit that fast forward button. Take a listen to our shout outs. These are all companies I used as an AD. You should be using them too. So here we go. Stay with us. We want to thank K12 Sports Tech for sponsoring the Think Tank. And if you're new to this podcast, K12 Sports Tech helps athletic directors and sport vendors connect through education and hands-on consulting. Athletic directors are invited to join the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank, and vendors are invited to join as well to help influence how companies shape their tech to better serve schools. To get started, just go to k12sportstech.com. That's it. K12sportstech.com. We also want to thank Sideline Interactive, indoor score tables and video boards. Go to sidelineinteractive.com and you can schedule a live web demo to see their products in action. Probably one of the best purchases I ever made was our Sideline Interactive indoor score table. Go to sidelineinteractive.com. Check out their score tables and their video boards today. That's sidelineinteractive.com. We also want to thank our friends at Huddle. You know, as a football coach, I used Huddle for years, but when I became an athletic director, I made sure that our school was a Huddle school. And our coaches just loved the tools that Huddle provided. Our student athletes loved the videos, and our parents loved the streaming, but there's so much more. Join the 8 million users. Go to huddle.com. Don't forget to mention the podcast. Find out all the ways that Huddle can help you and your programs. That's huddle.com. We also want to say thanks to Snap Mobile. You know, have you ever spent weeks and weeks with a fundraiser and been disappointed in the results? Well, those days are gone. Go to snapraise.com. We used it at our school with tremendous success. Coaches loved it. Parents loved it. I'm telling you, it works. Go to SnapRaise. You can check out all their other great platforms. But if you're looking for a fundraiser, you just found it. It's snapraise.com. We want to thank our friends at Home Campus. Home Campus is a platform you're going to use every single day for scheduling, rosters, results. For me, the athletic clearance and eligibility platform alone is a game changer. You really got to check it out. Go to homecampus.com. Tell them you heard about it on the podcast. They're going to show you all the ways that Home Campus can take your athletic program to the next level. That's homecampus.com. We want to thank Gipper. Go to gipper.com and let their team show you how to create world-class marketing content for your school's social media account. Whether it's a simple post to celebrate a victory or an entire newsletter that's going to showcase all the great things that your athletic department is doing, the team at Gipper is going to have you up and running in no time. It's professional graphic design made easy. Go to gipper.com for more information. We want to thank Vital Signs Wall of Fame for their support. If you're looking for a really cool way to display your school record boards or show off your school's Hall of Fame, go to Vital Signs Wall of Fame and check out their interactive touchscreen video consoles. You put one of their units in your gym lobby or your main school hallway, it's going to be a magnet for kids, coaches, parents. How about sponsors and alums? Go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. As always, mention you heard about it on the podcast. That's vitalsignswalloffame.com. We want to thank Ohio University and their online master's in athletic administration. Now, I didn't get my master's from Ohio, but my assistant athletic director did, along with thousands of others, and it was a great experience. Very affordable, just 20 months, totally online. And while you're earning your master's, you also complete 11 NIAAA leadership training courses at no extra charge. Go to the Ohio University Online Masters in Athletic Administration for more information. We also want to thank our friends at Hometown. You know, Hometown is changing the game for schools and organizations with their suite of platforms. And it includes things like, oh, by surprise, big surprise, online ticketing, but there's a lot more. How about fee-free fundraising, athletic website construction, consulting, and a whole lot more? Whether you're an athletic director, a head coach, or a school administrator, Hometown makes it easy for schools and for you to save time, make more money, and bring your community together. To find out how, just go to hometown.com. Mention the podcast, hometown.com. And we want to thank our good friends at Athletic Surveys by LifeTrack. In my school, we use surveys for everything, for kids, for coaches, even parents. And here's the cool thing, the information that would come back is overwhelmingly positive, and it'll be the same for you. You also get to hear from the people you already hear from, those squeaky wheel parents, but it gives you a chance to hear their concerns and hopefully address them before they turn into something big. But having all of that data, it's incredibly valuable, especially when you're visiting with that frustrated parent or maybe your principal or even your school board. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey that lets you take the pulse of everybody in your program. That's athleticsurveys.com. And don't forget to mention the podcast. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to another episode of the K12 Sports Tech Athletic Director Think Tank. We're joined today, as always, by someone from K12 Sports Tech. The COO, Alec Brown, is with us. Alec, let's go ahead and say hello and how you doing?
Hi, everybody. Jake, thanks for having me as usual.
Okay. Again, you and I were talking to people listening to this. They can't see Alec is sporting his Detroit Tigers ball cap. I guess they had a rocky start, but now they're back on the winning track. So
Yep. Go Tigers for any
good
fans
luck
out
to all
there.
those Tiger fans. Uh, we are joined today on the athletic director side by Zach Clark. Zach is the director of athletics at Central Decatur High School, and that's in Iowa. Zach, welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me. Excited to jump on today.
Okay. Well, for those of you who are listening, you might be new. K12 Sports Tech is one of our partners. I interviewed their founder and CEO, Abby Emerson. And as I heard more about the product, I was just going, this is incredible. Where was this when I was an athletic director? And we've been sharing these think tank segments almost ever since. Alec, can you go ahead and share with our listeners first? Give them a little bit of a little bit of your athletic background, and then talk about, kind of what K12 Sports Tech and the AD Think Tank is.
Yeah, thanks, Jake. So my background is in education. I started my career as a teacher in Chicago. I didn't really have any ambitions to get into sports or coaching or being an athletic director, although sports was a big part of my childhood growing up. But the school I was teaching at didn't have a sports program, and I just didn't think that was right. And so I walked into my principal's office one day and asked if I could start it. She said yes. I had no idea what I was getting into at that point, but it kind of led me onto a trajectory of working in sports and in scholastic athletics for my career. I worked at an organization after that experience called Beyond Sports Foundation, which was a nonprofit in Chicago, geared towards helping student athletes prepare for life after sports. So high school and college student athletes, kind of getting them ready for that next step. We did a lot of workforce development and job training and internship placement at that position. So again, just another step in a career in education-based athletics. And then this segued really well into my experience at K12. I met Abby about 2 years ago now. Became a partner in the company just a little bit after that, and it's been an amazing experience up to this point. What we do at K12 Sports Tech is we're a consulting and resource hub that connects sports tech vendors to ADs. Our mission is to bridge the gap between the sports tech world and sort of the real world needs of ADs these days. Our AD think tank has been a great tool to do that, and I know we're going to talk more about that with Zach. But it's just a group of current, very forward-thinking athletic administrators from all over the country that um, want to give feedback on these products that they have to use on a daily basis, make sure they're more customer centric and really serving their needs.
Yeah, great stuff. And again, we're going to talk to Zach in a second. When I first heard about this, a platform, if you will, to truly connect athletic directors with vendors, not for sales, although that certainly can take place, but to actually consult with each other. ADs sharing with vendors, this is how your product can help us, or this is a tweak you could make. And the vendors actually saying, hey, how can we make our product better? And the additional benefit, if you will, I don't know if it was an unintended consequence, but just the connection from AD to AD, allowing athletic directors to network with others. And I love that phrase, forward thinking athletic directors and forward thinking vendors. Zach, share with our listeners a little bit about your background, as I like to say. Tell us your life story in 2 minutes. And then how did you find out about the think tank, and what has been your experience so far?
So I am in my, God, now I think about it, I think I've been coaching for 20 some years, and I've been in education for, teaching since 2005. I started my first year as a social studies teacher, and then I moved into the special education world, and then I've really never left. I bounced around at a couple schools and then came home. Central Decatur is my alma mater. I grew up here. I came back in 2009 to be a special ed teacher and the head boys basketball coach. Did that for 11 years and then overlapped it as well. Became the AD in 2016. Actually, my dad was the AD for 30 years before me.
Wow.
So they just didn't want to change the name on the door. That's what I say there. So I took that over in 2016. I was AD half the day, teaching special education half the day. 2 years ago, became the PK through 12 special education coordinator, along with my activities director's duties. So that just a small school, you're going to have to do more than probably just be able to be the AD. So that's kind of my other role that eats up some days, most of my time during the day. So I've coached, basketball, football, golf, middle school, baseball, just things here and there to fill in. I was the head boys basketball coach here for 11 years, and that was a great experience. And I found out about the think tank. Dr. Dustin Smith from Broken Arrow, he had me on his podcast. Jarvis hooked me up with him to be on his podcast one time. And
Okay, I'm going to jump in. How about my podcast? When are you coming on mine? Okay.
Hey, whenever you call. So
all right, we're booking you right now.
Dr. Dustin Smith had me on there telling stories and making fun of me for some of the stuff I've gotten myself into. So, and then he hit me up with an email and said, hey, you should look into this. And I reached out. I think it was last summer. I think I was on vacation last summer, first time Alec and I met. And yeah, I've had a chance to be part of a couple cool projects and get to hear about a couple things that I don't know that I would have heard about right away. And we're using, especially Omela, we're using that product every day. And that's how I got connected to them, is through the think tank.
Okay. I'm going to give a shout out. Well, we already talked about Scott. We don't want to talk about him too much, but Dr. Dustin, when I was on his podcast, well, next time you see him, okay, you say, hey, I was talking to this AD, and he said he was on your podcast. He talked about quality at bats. I don't know if you're your baseball guy, quality at bats. See if he remembers that was me. Okay, for the experience that you've had already on the project, I've talked to a number of ADs and referred them to the think tank, but sometimes it's, well, geez, I don't want to get a bunch of emails. I don't want to get a bunch of sales calls. What were your thoughts going into it? But then what was the reality as you got into the project?
I didn't really have any expectations or thoughts. I just knew I'd signed up for this, and I saw a couple of emails come through, and then I would just, if I glanced at the email and it was something that kind of sparked something in my mind, then I'd read further and maybe fill out the form. And if I didn't think maybe a couple of things like, oh, I don't know that, or it caught me at the wrong time, when you read an email, sometimes you're just so busy that you don't get back to it. But like Omela, it caught me just at the right time. And I was in the process of talking about something for payment processing with our booster club, and it was struggling with Venmo at the time, actually. And then, so I brought it to our booster club and they're like, oh yeah, that seems easy. And then I brought it and I used it for the activities department too. So the experience was great meeting with Brett. We just, we Zoomed and had a great conversation. And then it was fun to run into their team in Austin at the national convention. And so that, yeah, we've been using their product ever since, but nothing was ever overwhelming or too much. Like, here's this survey, fill it out. It took me less than 5 minutes to do a pre-call survey and less than 10 minutes to do a survey after the call. So I don't ever feel like, and that's something I can do sitting at home in the recliner too, at night. So I never felt like anything was too much of an ask.
So I'm putting you on the spot here, and this can be ballpark from the initial email. What is this? And you start looking and you take the survey to implementation of the platform. What was that window of time, ballpark?
I think Alec, and I don't know if you remember, I think I hooked up with Alec in late July, and I think I right away, the Omela thing hit my inbox like that week. And I think I said, I'm on vacation for another week. Let's hook up when I get back. And so we were using it, like they had me set up using Omela, and we were off because that was, Booster Club's doing kickoff stuff,
Right.
membership stuff. I know we used it at our Booster Club golf tournament the second Saturday in August, and I got home the Saturday before that. So
Wow.
so yeah.
Wow. That's a great success story. Alec, you can comment on Zach's experience and Omela's involvement, or just in general, how have the vendors, what has been their response to the think tank and having, access, if you will, to athletic directors across the country?
Yeah, real quick. I mean, speaking to Zach's experience, I think Omila was definitely his first call, and sometimes it's just a fit right away. And I think that's what it was in the case. And Omila obviously solved the problem for Zach, and it was just an easy decision to implement. It's not always like that, and of course, the calls aren't sales focused. But vendors have experienced a number of positive changes based on feedback from our think tank members. We've had vendors that have changed their name because of think tank feedback. We've had many vendors that have changed their price point to make it more accessible for ADs and different types of programs because of think tank feedback. So I think that vendors almost immediately determined that they might not have known as much about the space and the needs of ADs as they thought they did. And the ones that we work with are open to that feedback, which has been really nice to see. And they actually make improvements and changes to their platforms based on what think tank members say. And on the AD side of that, I mean, what more could you want than a vendor who absolutely listens to your feedback and improves their platform based on what you said.
And you've heard me say this, Alec, many times. It's just such a no-brainer, but it's incredible. Nobody else thought of it. Having ADs and vendors actually have conversations with each other, and not in a sales way, but in a collaborative way to make the product better. And then for ADs, the networking part, Zach, you know this. You're buying, take your pick, uniforms, equipment, scoreboards, whatever it is. You're buying stuff annually, and there's a lot of great products out there to choose from. And if you get that cold call from that salesperson, it might be a fantastic product. But if you don't know that product, you're talking to a salesperson. On the other hand, you reach out to somebody in the AD network or think tank, and you say, "Hey, have you ever used this?" And they say, "Oh yeah, it's great." All of a sudden, it's the same product. It hasn't changed at all, but now that AD, that other AD, has given their endorsement. You're far more likely to reach out and call that vendor yourself. Am I overstating that?
No, I think you're right on the money. That's where the Omela, that conversation started, and they were just saying, "Hey, what do you think about this? What do you think about?" There was nothing like, "This is how we can help you." And then all of a sudden it clicked for me. I was like, "Wait a second, I can put this. This can be really helpful and beneficial to us." Then so I started asking more questions. It turned kind of quickly about over. What do you think about this? To me, taking over and saying, "Can I do this? And can I do this? And can I do this? Okay, let's do this." And so, I mean, I don't think there was an intention of, going into it like that, but it's worked fantastic.
I'm so glad to hear that. Um, Alec, you mentioned that, and for our listeners, we're recording this on April 2nd. So it's pretty timely as you're listening to it. You mentioned that the month of April is a big month for K12 Sports Tech. Can you elaborate on that a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. So we're super excited this month because we're going to launch our vendor membership directory. And that's a big deal for us because it's an opportunity to connect with many more vendors in the space than we could previously with just the consulting projects that we've been doing. So the membership directory is going to be a platform for companies to connect with ADs and other admin nationwide. It's going to be on a much larger scale than we're currently doing now. It's going to be a tremendous resource for ADs to go to as they're searching for new tools and even looking to review vendors that they're currently using. That's going to be an option for them as well. So it's first of its kind in the industry. And any vendors out there listening, please let me know if you're interested in hearing more.
Oh, again, just I think that next progression, very organic progression of the think tank and bringing ADs and vendors closer together. If a vendor wanted to get involved, if an athletic director want to continue to join the think tank, you're over 500 members now. The website is k12sportstech.com. Is that the best way to get in touch, or is there an email that they can reach you directly?
Yeah, you can email me directly as well, Alec, ALEC, at k12sportstech.com. Jake mentioned it. We're over 500 members now in the think tank, trying to get to over 1,000 by the end of this year. So please send me an email. I'll make sure to respond right away.
All right. And ADs, if you're listening, refer other athletic directors from your network as potential think tank members. Zach, sounds like you really got a great thing going there at your school. If one of our listeners wanted to reach out and pick your brain a little bit, this is before we get you on our podcast, what's the best way that they can get a hold of you?
Yeah, just email or if they text. I don't know if you want me to see my phone number on a podcast. Like,
Totally up to you. Totally up to
yeah,
you.
I mean, people can call me at 641-442-6325. They can email me, zach.clark@centraldecatur.org. I'm not too shy about getting out my phone number because since I grew up here in Leon, everybody already has it, which makes for some great weekends sometimes. But so yeah, that I don't hesitate to respond to anybody that contacts me.
Yeah. No, I was the same way. And I would tell like our coaches or our parents, they said, text me anytime. If it's an emergency, then you can call me. Don't call me unless it's an emergency. Okay.
You try to call me, my 3-year-old daughter might decline the call if she's got my phone.
I love it. Okay. Well, Zach, thanks so much for being a part of the think tank, and thanks for sharing with us today. Alec, as always, appreciate everything that you and Abby do with the think tank, and keep on leading.
Thanks, Jake. Thanks, Zach. Appreciate you doing this.
Yeah, thank you.
For our listeners, we want to thank you for tuning in and remind you that we upload the Zoom recordings of all of our interviews to the Education Lady Podcast YouTube channel. We do this segment just about every week, and just about every day we try to share stories and best practices from the world of education-based athletics. So come back next time for another episode of the K12 Sports Tech AD Think Tank on the Educational AD Podcast. We'll see you next time, and go Tigers. Before we go, as always, we want to give a shout out to our sponsors. Let's start with K12 Sports Tech. Go to k12sportstech.com. Sign up for their AD Think Tank. We want to thank our friends at Hometown. It's not just digital ticketing anymore. Go to hometown.com. Ohio University's online masters in athletic administration. If you're looking to get your master's degree, check out Ohio University. Home Campus, you hear me say it's a platform you're going to use every single day. Go to homecampus.com. Sideline Interactive, probably the best purchase I ever made as an athletic director. They're Sideline Interactive indoor score tables and video boards. Check out Gipper. Start creating world-class social media content. Go to gipper.com. Vital Signs Wall of Fame is your stop for really cool touch screen video displays, school record boards, Hall of Fames, go to vitalsignswalloffame.com. Go to Snap Raise. It's an online platform, online fundraising platform, and a whole lot more. We used it at our school. You're going to love it. Go to snapraise.com. Huddle. I used it as a football coach. As a school, we were a Huddle school. Go to huddle.com. And finally, athletic surveys by LifeTrack. Go to athleticsurveys.com. They're going to create a custom survey to let you take the pulse of everybody in your program. Thanks again for listening. We'll see you next time on the Educational AD Podcast.